Welcome viewers. This is Machuka Nyarieko TV, where we analyze socio-economic and political ways of our people, right from the village to the international level. And today, I will take this time to write an open letter, or to upload an open letter to His Excellency, the President Dr. William Samoei Ruto, on what I think he ought to do so as to lower the temperatures of the young people in the Republic of Kenya. But before I do that, I will request those who are watching this channel for the first time, or those who have been watching and have not just put their finger there just by subscribing, to do so, because that one is very important for the growth of the channel, and for getting instant information wherever we produce another video. And for those who have subscribed, thank you so much, and continue watching and sharing so that it can reach most people, or many people. This is literally the house of ideas. Back to our topic. Today I have decided to write an open letter to the President of the Republic of Kenya, because of what has been transpiring, especially this week, whereby the youth took to the streets to oppose the finance bill. It is very important for us now to speak the truth, so that even if it passes, because it has already passed, what should be done forward so that we cannot have such a problem when the youth come together in such a manner, and who are the majority, who are over about 75% and above, it is going to be very chaotic in the near future. I've been saying time and again that this population is very different from the past population, because one of the technology that we are with today, even a young child, a small child, knows to operate a phone even than the parents. So they are exposed to a lot of information. They know what is taking place in Kenya and elsewhere in the world. So an issue that has arisen in Kenya, and that the president is fully aware of, is the issue of unemployment. These young people, they are fighting for one, maybe the major three things that is making them to go to the field is unemployment, thing number one. Number two, unemployment. And number three, unemployment. So these are the things that taxes, what they much don't care about them. What is putting them to the road is unemployment. So that's why I have decided to write this letter to you and inform you what you ought to do so as to have our nation safe. Already the bill has passed and it will pass. The young people have shown you what they want. And the truth of the matter, the bill had totally ignored these young people. because in a finance bill or a budget that takes care of the young people who are unemployed in our country, for example, must put much resources in agriculture. And this we have said time and again. There must be sufficient money in agriculture. Your ministry or your regime said it's going to create deliberate employment. Deliberate employment. There can be no deliberate employment if you only depend on housing. Housing are specifically for some areas, and housing cannot consume the Kenyan population. But if you go the agriculture way, then you'll be shocked that we shall have a shortage of working labor force in the next 3 years. So for your government, because as things stand now, your government has already been rejected by the youth, and you are entirely recruited to your position by the young people because of your bottom-up economy. But today, the government and the youth have already left you because they have felt that you are not able to address the young people. So I've said the issue with the young people is unemployment. The 150 or 30 annual jobs from housing cannot even feed the smallest university that has started graduating students, because they graduate more than that. They cannot fit in that sector. Let's assume they were to graduate and get jobs in housing. One university cannot sufficiently, the graduates cannot sufficiently be accommodated by housing sector. So it has to be a multi-ministry approach. So if it is possible, you must reorganize the disputed bill. Yes, it has passed. It's going to work maybe as from the next financial year, but it will not work as it is. It will not work to cool down the temperatures of the young people because of the manner in which the allocations were made. There has to be deliberate funds reallocated to farming. There has to be a different approach to industrialization. For example, you can decide to do zoning of development. No Kenyan, not even a single Kenyan, will be frustrated that you have taken development, not even to Garissa, that you have decided, or the government has decided to fully complete 3 counties to reach the standards in which people can get employed, because you cannot develop Kenya at one time, not even one single, because people move from one place to another looking for jobs. Instead of we going to celebrate national holidays at Bukungu Stadium, celebrating job has passed by, it should be a day of reflection of what has been done maybe in that, is it Bungoma? Is it Bungoma County? Yes. What has been done within that county in that particular time. That means if, for example, you are going to celebrate there is that order of feast. We are going to celebrate our Jamhuri Day, maybe in say Kiambu County, or later Turkana County. Before you go to Kiambu, to Turkana County, that county should be with everything. It should be that you are going there to declare it as an industrial or an agribusiness county. Simple, reallocating resources. Even the county governments can come up with a fund from what they earn to promote those counties that have been earmarked for industrial development. And that is a time when maybe you go out or your cabinet goes for diplomatic foreign trips. They will go there with a specific agenda that, for example, in Turkana, we are doing this. We are pumping water. We are come up with industries, various industries, and these industries have got to be completed with a given specific time. So we need resources. That resources are channeled. Apart from the normal development, we have to have the deliberate counties which must be fully developed, maybe within 1 year, maybe even four counties. And that's when people can see there is something being done. Because as things stand, infrastructure has been given much of time, construction of roads, which is very good, but these young people, as Musalia said the other time, cannot eat those roads. You saw during the demonstrations, they are saying they are young, they are married, there is nothing their children can eat. So there has to be deliberate employment, not just having to say of deliberate employment and there is no deliberate allocation of resources. After that, another way in which resources can be allocated to ministries, each ministry must come up with a framework in which it is going to support employment, not just of 130. Not just, okay, you have, I can use the 130 example of the Ministry of, Housing Department, which did promote job opportunities to the young people. What if the 21 ministries can, within their capacity, promote or come up with jobs similar to those ones within a year? And with one or two deliberate ministries like the one of agriculture that I had mentioned earlier, being allocated more resources to create employment. Because if you don't go that way, in the next budget, it will be more difficult. The next budget will be extremely more difficult. They have to see now. And another way of getting these resources, in a very simple manner, is just to shake your sword while in parliament, I mean in the State House, and focus on fighting corruption. Just 1 month enough of declaring corruption, there will be sufficient money to run most of those activities. I did propose ways in which agriculture can be the main pillar of development, which I agree with your manifesto that agriculture is where employment rise, because development can be, with agriculture, development can be done into the sub-location level. It's only to come up with the registration on how to do it. And if you focus on agriculture, you reallocate some of these resources. You inform the young people this is what you are doing, because now your task is to deal with the young people. And they will not listen. They don't listen unless they get something in their pocket. If you reallocate resources during supplementary budgets to purposely focus on agriculture, it doesn't matter that agriculture is in counties or what. Those people are crying are from various counties, and the counties alone cannot be able to deal with this issue of unemployment, more especially when it comes to agriculture. Counties have been overloaded with recurrent expenditure because of the unemployment. When a governor comes in, he will come with his family and any other relatives and friends. So, if you wait that the counties will work on agriculture, it is next to impossible. You must provide resources, as they also get resources, so that the agricultural sector will create this employment. The work of counties should be to create laws to ensure that no one is found loitering while there are jobs at various areas that should be done. Countries have developed not through the bureaucratic way, but through developmental way. The bureaucratic way is extremely difficult. It is a nice method, but it takes time. It may take even up to 50 years to develop. But once you go to the developmental way, where you focus yourself to develop, it may take even less than 15 years to have the entire population of Kenya having jobs. And also another issue that you should focus on, not to only have bookwormers as your advisors. Bookwormers are those individuals who are very well educated, but they lack a touch of the common feeling. That means such a person maybe went to school from standard 1 to his maybe PhD level through scholarship. He may not fully understand what is taking place. He's a bookworm, somebody who is able to read, to give ideas, notes, just notes, like most of the budget. I can say that it was well organized notes that were put forward that may not assist much in employment creation. So those are the bookwormers. Among your advisors, there should be also people who are a hustler like you, who are a hustler, who passed processes and understands that there are problems here. When people say there is a problem, there is a problem. So there is no way employment opportunities can be created with advisors who are simply bookworms. Some of these ways of promoting employment in rural areas can be best done by the people themselves. They have ideas, they have chamas, they have women groups and youth groups. What they lack is the way to move forward. So basically what should be done is on how to improve this. And the issue like hustler fund is good, but people don't have money. If you can join, just look for a phone number and join groups where the youth or youth groups on WhatsApp. So when you'll be able to understand that the problem of young people is money, because the dominant app that is always moving around is how to increase your freezer. That is the app that is, even after 2 seconds, you will see it has been posted. It has been posted. How to increase your freezer. Meaning that these young people have got so much problems that must be solved. You have been entitled, you have been given the sovereign powers. It has been donated to you by the people of Kenya, and therefore you have no two ways. The only one way is to create job opportunities. For my case, the taxes are punitive, but for you, it was also another way of looking at how will you find money to promote your agenda. But your agenda, remember, is not the youth's agenda. The youth's agenda is employment. And to where the resources were going to be allocated, it is just a policy. You know, these policies today, if you just give a public policy to officers in office, they just take it as a public policy. Implementing becomes an issue. They don't want to think beyond that public policy. They don't want to be creative. They have been married by the regulations, and the regulations do not bar one from development. So the young people are hurting, they want employment, and they want to see how you promote public finance governance. There ought to be a very clear way in which public finance governance is governed. Probably that's the reason why even most people are against the increase of taxes. To me, today I'll finish by telling you that the main issue, the main problem with these young people is not those taxes. It is employment. You must reorganize your budget to see that there is now what is deliberate employment. Thank you.